There we go. So just for the sake of the recording, I'm going to introduce Lesley. I'm going to hand you over to Lesley and let her introduce herself. She's the founder of the Money Confidence Academy. So over to you, Lesley.
Thank you very much, Paula, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving up your valuable time this evening. I'm hoping it's going to be really, really well spent. I'm going to start sharing a presentation shortly. I won't be able to see the chat at that point in time. So if you have got any questions, feel free to put them into the chat as you remember them. And then I'll come to those questions right at the very end, purely because I won't be able to see. So bear with me a second while I go and share my presentation. Go. Present. Okay, Paula, can you give me a thumbs up? You can see my presentation. Perfect. Okay. So as Paula said, I am Lesley Thomas and I'm the founder of the Money Confidence Academy. As you're going to hear very shortly, I spent 20 years in corporate telecommunications, and you can take the girl out of corporate, but you can't take corporate out of the girl. So I was always trained to tell people what I was going to tell them before I told it to them. So this is what we're going to do today. You're all probably now panicking, thinking, what have I done? Laughter yoga. Are you having a laugh? You are going to be having a laugh. Absolutely. But don't worry about it. I'm not going to be expecting you to change into your harem pants or get out your yoga mat. You can do what I'm going to show you in your chair, and I promise you it's going to be fun. I'm going to tell you more about who I am. We're then going to talk about what money would like to say to you, because very often we don't actually think about money as having any kind of interaction with us. But the more we build up a relationship with money, the more that relationship is going to work. And then depending on the relationship you have with money, are you actually listening to what it's saying to you? And if you're not listening, what effect is that having on you and your business and the plans that you have for your future? And if you're not listening, why are you not listening? What's stopping you from listening? And what's going to get you to actually start listening? And we're going to delve into, is your relationship with money, bear me a second, I'm going to move you down here. Is your relationship with money happy right now? And if it's not happy, what can we collectively do to improve the score that you might have with regards to how happy you feel about money right now? I'm then going to get you to consider a really strange question. What has money actually got to do with any of this? What has money got to do with your level of happiness when it comes to your finances? Then I'm going to give you some techniques to reflect on separately, so you have the opportunity to work on the relationship with money that you want to have. And then at the very end, we're going to finish with a love story, a love letter to money. So, laughter yoga. What is laughter yoga? Well, it is what it says on the tin. We are going to be using laughter yoga because it's 7:30 on a Tuesday night. We've all probably had a long day, and laughter yoga is the easiest and quickest way to get that hit of endorphins that we get after we've gone to the gym or been for a run or done any kind of exertion. That feeling of euphoria that we get after exercise, that feeling is what connects us with our ability to do things. It's that connection that gets us feeling motivated and gets us to feel as though we can absolutely do anything. It's a really, really good way to quickly connect with yourself and to connect your two brains, your brain in your head and your brain in your stomach, because all our emotions are felt in our stomach. That's why we get butterflies. That's why we get those whooshy feelings when we're feeling excited about something. So what I want you to do now is, we're in a safe place. You don't need to worry about looking silly, because we're all going to look silly. And I'm going to look silly first of all. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what laughter yoga is. And then once I've demonstrated it, on my cue, what I would love you all to do is, on my cue, is to come off mute and actually join in with the laughter yoga. No one's going to be looking at you because they're going to be more concerned about themselves. But I then want you to think about how you feel having done that laughter yoga and that feeling of euphoria that you should get. So I'm going to demonstrate it first of all, and no laughing at my double chins as I do it, please. So laughter yoga. Oh boy, I go on my Peloton bike at the moment about 3 or 4 times a week, and I've now got that same rush of endorphins that I get on my Peloton without having to do the sweat. So could you all come off mute, and could you all join in giving laughter yoga a go? Because this is going to be the best way for you to absorb all the goodness I'm going to tell you. So after 3, if you all come off mute, 1, 2, 3, and now give me your best laughter yoga. And you feel those endorphins flooding through your brain. So anytime you need to engage yourself in something like this and you're thinking, how can I rev myself up to do what I need to do? This is the way to do it. Okay, thank you very much for indulging me. So my journey to here. Why am I in front of you today? So as I mentioned, I spent 20 years in corporate telecommunication. I absolutely loved my job. I had no plans whatsoever, no ambition to run my own business whatsoever until my 2 children came along. And then it proved having a job up in London, working in Wiltshire, I know Welsh accent, but I do live in Wiltshire, some 90 minutes away, just didn't work basically. So I decided to hand in my notice and I joined my husband in his business where he sold ski property in Switzerland. I added the French arm of the business to our business, but for me, it was a job. It wasn't a passion. It absolutely allowed me to do all the school runs, go to sports day, be at every single nativity, etc., etc. But it wasn't a job that filled me with passion. I didn't jump out of bed excited in the morning. And I firmly believe because we do spend so much time working, we should, as best we can, ensure we do something that we absolutely love. So in 2020, I retrained as a business coach. I've always coached and mentored, but informally, both in my corporate career and also when I was working with my husband in his business. My original plan was to become a confidence coach for business women, but the more I studied confidence, self-worth, self-value, the M word kept coming up, money. And that was my eureka moment. And that was when the Money Confidence Academy was born. In 2021, I set up my podcast. The 111th episode went out today. Very proud to say it's now top 5% globally. I was terrified of launching a podcast. Look what happens when you ignore being terrified and you just get on and do it. I've also now co-authored 4 books. I need to update this. I've co-authored 4 business books, and I'm the associate mindset coach for Lisa Johnson's community as well. I believe this statement to be absolutely 100% true. How we do money is how we do absolutely everything. And having a confident relationship with money begins with having a real, rock solid, confident relationship with yourself. As babies, we all have one key thing in common. I wonder if you can guess what that one thing is. I won't get you to come off mute and let me know. That one thing we all have in common is confidence. Every baby is born with rock solid confidence. So as adults, when we think we're not particularly confident, it's because we have lost the ability to be confident. It's not we never had it ever. It's just we need to refine our confidence, because that is the state in which we were born. We had the confidence to try new things, to not give up, to babble and engage with new people, to really not give a damn about other people's opinions. Have you ever seen a baby when it's determined to learn to walk? It'll pull itself up and it'll fall back down. It'll pull itself up and it'll fall back down. But not once is it going, oh my God, did anybody see me? Does my bum look big in this nappy? No, it just does what it needs to do because it has its eye on the prize. It wants to learn to walk, and nothing and no one is going to get in its way. And a baby will just soak up everything around them. They want to explore. They want to try new things. They don't hold back and go, no, 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 after you. They are in there grabbing what they want when they want it. And they have real high expectations for themselves and for what they can do. And they never, ever, ever take no for an answer. So what happens? What happens to those babies, each and every one that is born with confidence, that some of them go on to lose that confidence? This happens, this thing called life. So they go off to school and they have teachers saying to them, didn't do very well in the maths test. How many did you get in your spelling test? Don't tell me your dog ate the homework. You have people in the playground saying to you, no, you can't join in rounders. You were rubbish the last time. No, you can't be on the netball team. You can't shoot fudge. What? What are those trainers you're wearing? At home, your parents are saying, what do you mean you didn't do very well in maths? Why are you not top of the class in spelling? Why are you being told to stop talking in the back of the classroom? And then you start to see yourself in the mirror and you realise you might have freckles, or you're the tallest or the shortest. You start to become aware of being different. And you start to hear your parents talking about money. You hear your parents talking about people who have money and who have and don't have money. And so it begins. And what does this lead to? It leads to a feeling of not being good enough. It leads to a feeling of being less than. And it leads to questioning yourself and having a real lack of confidence in your ability to succeed, which is absolutely the exact opposite of how we felt as babies. And so it begins. How we do money is how we do everything. So what would money like to say to you? Because there is so much money would like to say to you. But the real question is, are you listening to what money is saying to you? And I'm going to read you something. What would money like to say to you? I would like to tell you to love me, smile at me, collect me, enjoy me, feel my power, spend me, invest me, give me, pay with me, take me. I am an energy. I am very powerful and beautiful. I am an incredible web of connections. I am light. I am not dirty. You are too afraid of me, as you are many things. You can open up and embrace me fully into your life. It is not too late. You can start now. Just open yourself and say yes. Be brave. Love me. Love yourself so you can accept my power, my glory, my light, my beauty. I am not the devil. I never have been. I am a glorious being of light. I connect human beings with each other. I am so flexible. You can use me to channel your creativity. Just go ahead. I am waiting for you. You must open your heart. You are too rigid, too afraid, and there is nothing to be afraid of. You will win, not only me, but at life itself. I'm always here to help you. Just accept me, and I will come to you very quickly. There is a lot of me waiting for you. You have chosen to have more. Don't wait, just take me. I will love you. So what is stopping you from having the relationship with money that money wants you to have with it? I want you to think about what is your earliest memory about money. Our earliest memories about money are usually round about the 4 or 5 year old mark. And what did you learn about money from this experience? And what belief or beliefs developed as a result of that experience? Because very often our subconscious will incorrectly remember or interpret certain events, and they will deem them, our subconscious will deem it to be not a good memory to have. So it may possibly hide it away. But what it will do is it will remember that memory, and it'll stop you from doing certain things that it thinks might be harmful to you. But whatever that thing was, you were a small child with limited experience, limited knowledge to be able to understand actually what that situation meant. I'll give you an example. A young child was the angel Gabriel in their school nativity scene, and they were up on stage looking beautiful in their white dress, their arms outstretched, their wings outstretched, and they were loving the audience, oohing, cooing and ahhing over them and loving the performance. All of a sudden, they fell off the stage and the audience laughed. And the audience laughed not at them, they laughed because they thought it was part of the performance, that it was a comedic part of the performance. They were laughing with the angel Gabriel, not laughing at the angel Gabriel. The child's memory, the interpretation of that event was, the audience laughed at me. I looked stupid. And from that moment on, they were not able to be visible. They wanted to hide in the background because they thought their visibility meant they were going to look stupid. Something was going to happen because their subconscious remembered the audience laughing and interpreted that way and held on to it. And the way they felt they could protect that child going into adulthood and beyond was to every time he or she tried to become visible, they got reminded, you don't want to become visible. What happens if you look stupid? What happens if you trip over? What happens if you forget what you're going to say? What happens if somebody knows more than you and questions you? So they never get visible, based on that one thing that happened when they were a 4-year-old child, and their interpretation, their subconscious's interpretation of what actually happened. So there could be for you in your first memory of money, something that you accepted as the truth, but was it actually true, or what you believed to be true? When it comes to our limiting beliefs, it's not our limiting beliefs we need to be concerned about, because as Nike well said, we can feel the fear and do it anyway. It's the limiting decisions that we take as a result of those limiting beliefs that we need to understand, because we need to understand, are those limiting decisions holding us stuck? Are they preventing us from doing the very things we need to do to grow our business? Because when it comes to our money mindset, our relationship with money, it isn't just about the money we have in the bank or the money we're investing into ourselves or our business, the prices that we charge, although that forms a part of it. It's also about the things that are tied up with our sense of self-worth and self-value that stop us from taking the action that we need to grow our business. So visibility, I've already mentioned that. Visibility, are we visible enough in our business? Because if we are not visible enough, if we are not talking about what we can do for our clients, share the results that we bring for our clients, then we are gifting our lack of visibility to our competitors. So is your visibility where it needs to be in order to do the things that you want to do, either in your career or in your business? Boundaries, something else that is tied up with our sense of self-worth and self-value, because we all want to be liked. We never want to let people down. We don't want to be concerned we're going to lose a client because we have said to them, I'm really sorry, but this is the third time you've been late now turning up for our appointment. I really can't see you for the full hour because I've got another client that's booked 45 minutes time. Or my hours are 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. If you contact me within office hours, I will respond to you within 24 hours, rather than feeling you have to rush to answer to the phone to the client who rings on a weekend or demands a response via email at 9 o'clock on a Friday night. All of these things, like not playing bigger in our business, not being ambitious, all of these things are part of our money mindset, because we are concerned that if we don't do all the things to ensure that everybody likes us, if we're concerned about, I can't show up because I don't know what to say, my hair doesn't look great today, I might stumble over my words, or somebody out there might question, who am I to talk on this subject? All those things are having a knock-on effect on your self-worth, your self-value, and in turn, your relationship with money, your money mindset, because you're acting out of fear. So what decision or decisions have you taken as a result of that very, very first memory that you have about money and subsequent beliefs that have developed as a result? So I'm now going to get you all to do a little bit of work. What I would like you to do, please, if you grab your phones and if you either scan the QR code or ignore the 8435 number, because Menti updates every time I do this presentation, it updates its number basically. So that number is no longer correct. So either scan the code or go to menti.com and put in 67269913. Both will work. Now, for you to know, what you will see when you get there is basically this handset. This is completely and utterly anonymous. I will not know what answers you have given. Paula will not know. Nobody will know other than you the answers you have given. But I would really suggest that you answer these really, really honestly for yourself, because emotions will come up, and in those emotions, you will actually recognize what is serving you, what is not serving you, the behaviors that you might have around money right now, and therefore identify the things that you want to work on going forward. So the first question. This is a feeling question. When you think about money, you feel. So I want you to really connect with, when I'm thinking about money, I feel. And I want you to choose 3 words filling in those blanks. So when I think about money, I feel. And what do you feel? And as the answers come in, they'll start to populate on screen. If anybody's got any problems, please let me know. But again, as I say, nobody knows who.
I can't seem to. Oh, hang on. Maybe I've joined the wrong thing.
Could you show the QR code again, please?
Yeah, bear with me. Let's go back a page. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So we have motivated, nervous, fortunate.
I'm really sorry. Can which code should I be putting in?
Okay. So did you scan the code?
Yeah, and then it didn't do it. So
Okay, so you've gone to menti.com, yeah? So if you go to menti.com and then put in 67269913. And then you should end up, you'll probably now be on the screen that is showing that question and all those words. Okay, perfect, brilliant. So there will be a whole variety of words here, some positive, some not so positive, potential, fortunate, fear, excited, excitement, anxious, uncomfortable, nervous, lucky, motivated, sick, driven, embarrassed, potential. So this hopefully will give you a really good picture that there are other people that are feeling very similar or exactly the same as you. And that is perfectly normal. Very often when it comes to our relationship with money, and I try not to talk about it as money mindset because it's so much more than money mindset. And that's why I talk about it in terms of our relationship with money, because it makes it personal. And when something is personal, we are much more likely to connect to it. We are much more likely to relate to it and to do something to change it if it's not working for us. So the next question. How would you describe money? And again, be really, really honest and choose up to 3 words. And imagine an alien's come down from space and they're sitting beside you right now and they say to you, so this thing money, what is it? Describe it to me. So the first 3 words that come to your mind to describe what money is. So we have useful, essential, powerful, fun, payment, high value, fun to spend, digital, barrier, too easy to spend, payment, currency, exchange of services, opportunities, lacking, earned, rewarding, evil, fluid, necessary, responsibility, evasive, limitless. And again, we will see there's a real breadth of connection there in terms of some people will be feeling really positive and some not so positive. And I'd like you to write down the 3 words that you wrote and to reflect on those 3 words and to think, do I want to be thinking about money in this way? Or do I want to change how I think about money? And if I want to change, what do I need to do to change it? Next question. What does your current relationship with money look like? Really good, I feel abundant, a work in progress, there are highs and lows. I don't like think about it, but needs must. Not good at all, but I know I'm burying my head in the sand. We'll keep going. This is good. And this is going to be probably, for those of you who are scoring yourself lower, this will be where your subconscious over the next few days will start percolating on this. We'll start thinking, you're not so happy about how this is working out at the moment, are you? I wonder if I can start to give you some ideas on how we can change this. But also, your subconscious at the same time will go, yeah, but hang on a minute. We're actually quite safe as we are. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, because your subconscious is trying to keep you safe. And your subconscious will believe the way to keep you safe is to keep doing what you've always done. But we actually all know if we keep doing what we've always done, we're just going to get the same results. For some people, that works absolutely fine because they've got the relationship they want to have with money. For others, they know things need to change, And this could be your opportunity to go, okay, line in the sand, things are changing as of tonight. So we've got 8 of you, a work in progress, there are highs and lows. We've got 1 of you, I don't like thinking about it, but needs must. We've got a couple of you, not good at all. I know I'm burying my head in the sand. We've got 1 of you that's feeling really good and abundant. Right, next question. What impact is that current relationship having on your business right now? And if, for those of you who don't have businesses, what impact is it having on your life is also a great one to consider as well. Brilliant, I'm exactly where I want to be. There's definitely an impact, but overall I'm happy. It's stopping me from getting what I want. It's a big problem for me. And it's great to be really, really honest with yourself, because that uncomfortable feeling is where you're going to start to become solution focused if you decide to go there. Because the whole purpose of this presentation tonight is for you to recognize you do have a choice. You can face up to what's going on and go, right, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to change because this is what I want. Or you can go, actually, I'm not going to do anything about it. But you've made a decision either way. So we've got 5 of you. There's definitely an impact, but overall I'm happy. A couple of you, it's stopping me from growing my business. 4 of you, it's a big problem for me. And 1 of you, brilliant. I'm exactly where I want to be. Thank you. Okay, where is the impact being felt the most? And this comes back to what I was saying earlier on. Our relationship with money is not just about the amount of money we have or don't have in the bank. It's those things that we are not doing that is impacting our ability to make the money that we want to make. This isn't just about the money we need to make. It's about the money we want to make as well. So let's keep going. We've got a few more of you to come in yet with your responses. This is looking good. So we have got not visible enough, 3 people, not confident about pricing, not putting effective boundaries in place, playing small, and somebody has said something else as well. And it's really important to focus on just one of these to begin with. You might say, well, actually, there's 2 or 3 that I would like to change. But this is about eating a part of the elephant. Apologies for any vegetarians. That probably wasn't the best analogy to use, but you know what I mean. The last thing we want to do is to try and do everything all at once. It's about recognizing where is the most impact being felt at the moment for us and tackling that one thing and giving yourself small baby steps in order to improve your visibility, get more confident talking about your pricing, looking at your boundaries and working out where you need to firm them up, understanding why am I playing small, what do I need to do differently about it, and the person that said something else, you know, you will know what that thing is, and to look at this from the perspective of what do I need to do to change it. Next question. So how comfortable on a score of 1 to 10 are you talking about money? Very comfortable, relatively comfortable, not at all comfortable, or avoid talking about it at all costs? Oh, fairly even Stevens going on. Okay. And again, this is a really, really good one to analyze, to understand what is it that talking about money makes me feel really uncomfortable? What aspect of money do I feel really, really uncomfortable talking about? Particularly for those of us who are parents, it's becoming very mindful of, we don't want to be the author of our children's limiting beliefs about money, the author of their money story, because our money story got handed to us, gifted to us by our parents. And our parents wouldn't have wanted us to develop limiting beliefs. But back when we were children, there wasn't very much understood in terms of mindset, limiting beliefs, money story, etc., etc. But it's really important now for us to work out what part of talking about money am I not comfortable with, and how is that impacting the goals I have for my business, my career, for my life, and what do I need to do to address them? Next question. Why do you want to improve your money mindset? Or I prefer to say your relationship with money. Because connecting to your why, and this is something that you fill in basically. So there's a little just a few sentences, a few words, whatever suits you. But connecting to our why is what is going to motivate us to change, because we will only change and do the things that we need to do, which we know are going to make us uncomfortable, if our reason for doing them is bigger than our excuses for not doing them. So I like freedom. That's my number one value, freedom. To enable my mind to think of something else, lifestyle. To have more confidence in understanding my worth, choice, security. I would like to have the freedom of earning a good amount of money to have a comfortable life for me and my family, for confidence and security, to have a successful business that I can be proud of, to have freedom and independence. I want to grow my business to support the financial freedom I desire, to have more choice. And again, please write down what you wrote on a post-it note, piece of paper in front of you. Put it somewhere where you can see it, so that you can remind yourself of how you're feeling right now and why you want to improve your relationship with money, because it's that that's going to bring you back to where you are right now, when you might be feeling, I don't have the relationship I want, but this is the reason why I want it, because that will then connect to the behaviors that are going to follow through as a result, because it's our behaviors, our actions that are going to move us towards our goal. And by us understanding and really reminding ourselves on a frequent basis, that is when our subconscious is going to be like that sulky teenager, oh, all right, man. And it's going to come along to the party and it's going to support you, because it'll recognize it's better for it to come along and support you in what you want to achieve, because you're going to do it anyway. And by your subconscious being part of the deal, it gets to protect you more easily. So what is the one thing you need to do to improve your money mindset that'll have the most effect on your business or on your life if you're not running a business already? What is the one thing? And that goes back to what I said earlier on, in terms of this isn't about doing everything at once. This is about identifying what is the one thing initially that is going to help me move the dial the best, the most easily. Because you are then creating the evidence. Because when we start creating the evidence of what is possible for us, we start to realize it is possible for us. Know my worth. Setting achievable goals, boost confidence, take a risk with confidence, visibility. What else? Going for it. Love that. What else? Turn off the negative internal chatter. More self-confidence and self-belief in my ability to grow my business. Believe that there is plenty of money for everyone and there is no limit to what I can bring. I need to learn to demand my value. And I'm glad you said my value and not my worth, because I do not believe we should ever demand our worth. Because if we do, we would be bankrupt, because we are priceless. This is not about us measuring our worth. It is about us understanding the value of the results that we bring for our clients and pricing and talking about our services accordingly, to be confident to take a risk, to have more confidence in my ability, to have more confidence. Brilliant. Again, take a note of those, please. So how will your future self describe money in 3 words? So I want you to think of yourself in 10 years' time. You have created the relationship with money that is working for you. You have created the business you've always wanted to have and the success that you've always wanted to have. So how is your future self talking about money in 10 years' time? Pride, abundance, freedom, enough, choices. Freedom's been said more than once. That's why it's standing out bigger than the others. Pride, my friend, like it. Enough, deserved, choices. What else? Keep throwing it at me. Opportunities. Vibrant, holidays, self-propelling. I am enough, earned, powerful, rewarding, pleasure, memories, flowing. These are all brilliant words, absolutely brilliant words. And if you want to, take a photograph of the screen to remember these words, because these are really, really powerful enablers. Less worry. Just trying to see if there's anything I've missed there. I don't think so. And I think we've got one tactical question now. Have you checked your bank account today? Our bank account, the number in our bank account, is just information. Information upon which we can take action. That number in our bank account, is it going to change if we are not looking at it? Yes, it's going to change regardless. Money is going to flow in or flow out regardless of us checking it. But if we are checking it on a daily basis and we are looking at what's going on, we are putting ourselves in a position to understand, what do I need to do to change that number in my bank account? It is said that what we do today will show up in our bank account in 90 days' time. So when money flows into your bank account, you could be thinking, what was I doing 90 days ago? Unless, of course, you're in a salaried job, and that was obviously that salary is going to turn up on a monthly basis. But when you're in a business, and the ebbs and flows of normal business is some money will come in some days and it won't come in for another few days. But once you start to see that pattern, you can work out, what do I need to do more of to turn that tap on? Also, checking your bank account will make you very, very aware of those 7-day trials you signed up for but forgotten to unsign up to, those 30-day trials, the old mobile phone you bought 2 years ago, but now you've got a new phone on another network. So you'll be able to keep an eye on all those small little amounts that add up to bigger amounts, because you are keeping a hawk's eye on what's going on in your account. So what's money got to do with any of this? And that's it as far as the phone piece is concerned now. Thank you very much. What's money got to do with this? It's got absolutely nothing to do with it. Money, your relationship with it, has absolutely nothing to do with your credit card, your debit card, that £50 note, those pound coins, the digital transactions, etc., etc. Your relationship with money is nothing to do with money. It is everything to do with your self-worth, your self-value, your self-confidence. Your relationship with money is a direct reflection of your relationship with yourself. When you have complete confidence in your relationship with yourself, you have complete confidence in your relationship with money. And when you work on those, guess what happens? And this is good news, because the defining truth is your relationship with money. Nobody is doing this to you. You are doing it to yourself. And that means this is real empowerment, because you can choose to do it differently. You have the ability to change it. And that makes it really, really powerful. And by answering those questions you did a few short minutes ago, you've started to really say to yourself, enough's enough. I need to change this, and I'm going to change it. So meet your future self. Money, is an energy. and it loves a purpose. Money doesn't want you saying, I want to have £100,000 in my bank account. That does nothing for money. Money wants you to be saying, I want to have enough money to buy a new car, to take my family on holiday, to move to a bigger house, to start saving for our future, to start investing in savings plans, to be able to get excited and to be able to plan for the kind of life I want. In order to do that, the amount of money I need to earn is this. That is how you get money to feel excited about what you want to do with it. It isn't about an amount of money, it's about the purpose you put it to. And the more goal orientated you are, the more you're going to shift your focus from where you are now to where you want to be. And the bigger the picture, the clearer the picture, the brighter the picture that you can create in your mind, the more real you can make it, the more you are going to connect with it. And the more connected you are with it, in those hard moments, when you're doubting yourself, when you're saying, I feel really uncomfortable doing this, you're going to smash through it and do it anyway, because you're so connected to the goals that you have created for yourself. And when you are so connected with your future self, that creates the perspective around what is serving you, what is not serving you, what is stopping you from moving from where you are to where you want to be. What is that gap in the middle that you need to do something about so that you can then use it like stepping stones to take you from where you are to where you're heading to. And if you take total responsibility for that, it's going to be down to you to ensure that you're going to get it, and you're going to lose that internal dialogue of it's okay for them because it's that kind of language, that kind of inner dialogue that is giving you the excuses that are not going to get you to your goals and all the things that you said to yourself that you want to change. A little exercise for you to do separately in your own time. Go to Canva, create a postcard of the most beautiful holiday that you can think of, the best holiday. Then go to an app like PostSnap. I use PostSnap, and you can take that image and create a real physical postcard. On the back of the postcard, write a message to you from your future self, something like, dear you, thank you, dear me, thank you for all the things that you are doing right now that is allowing me to be on this amazing holiday in our future. I really appreciate everything that you are doing that is allowing me to be living the life of my dreams. Lots of love, your future self. And then you can address that postcard to yourself. It costs something like £2.75, and about 5 days later, it'll arrive on your doormat, and you can put that somewhere as a physical reminder of why you are doing all that you are doing. So I promised you some techniques for you to, bear with me a second, I'm just going to stop sharing there. I'm going to go to a different presentation. I mentioned to Paula that I did something this morning, and this is better. So bear with me, go back to here, go to here, right, okay. That was seamless, wasn't it? You didn't notice a thing that I was doing there. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Slideshow. Right, perfect. Okay, put you back down there. Okay, so these are some brilliant things for you to really amp up your self-awareness. Appreciate I'm running over time. I'm Welsh, I can talk really fast. So journaling. Journaling is amazing. Journaling is the best way for us to really, really connect with what is going on for us and what we want to be able to connect with in order to get ourselves really connected with what has happened and what we want to happen. So when it comes to your thoughts and feelings with regards to money, there's a whole host of questions you could ask yourself. And I think I have got a freebie with 50 questions, but I'm giving you 4 questions at the start of a 10 here. What are my earliest memories related to money? How do I feel when I think about my situation? What are my financial goals and what are the emotions tied to them? And what is my inner dialogue when making financial decisions? And it's really, really powerful to start journaling quietly just on those four questions to begin with. Something I do with my clients is help them through something called their money bio or their money CV. And this is basically a detailed account every single year from your very first memory right through to the age you are now. Now, you're not going to remember sequentially every single thing that happened every year, but the more you drill down into the major events, both positive and negative, and how they have influenced your beliefs and your behaviors, the more you're going to start to see a pattern. You'll start to see a pattern of, I always react like this in these kind of situations. Oh, I've done it again. I can see when I was 16, I did exactly the same thing as I did when I was 8. I allowed somebody to borrow money from me and they never paid me back. Or when I was 24, I always seemed to be the person that was buying the drinks at the bar and nobody was reciprocating. So that is a really, really good exercise to complete your money bio, your money CV, and literally number of boxes equates to how old you are, the year and the age you were in that year. Next thing, your money archetypes assessment. So our money archetypes are what guides, drives our relationship with money. And the more we understand our money archetypes, the more we understand why we behave in the way that we behave. If you go to my website, the Money Confidence Academy, top left on the homepage, you will see an assessment that will give you full detail there and then after answering 60 questions with regards to your relationship with money and suggestions on what you can do to put you in the driver's seat of that relationship with money. Our values are something that are not often considered, but they are some of the most positive information-giving ways for us to really align ourselves with what's important to us when it comes to money and being able to align how we do money with our values around money. Family money talk. For those of you who said talking about money makes you feel uncomfortable, it's you I'm talking to specifically here. Having those conversations with close family members, with friends, all talking about your money stories, your money beliefs, and your experiences will allow you to do what I hope has helped and started today, seeing other people having similarities to what's going on for you. So you don't feel alone. So you can mastermind ideas to be able to do what you want to do with your relationship with money and to give you the confidence to do the things you need to do to have the relationship you want with money. Money affirmations, money mantras are really, really important, but I genuinely believe they need to be specific to you and what you want to achieve. Because if they are too generalized or too generic, you're giving your subconscious the opportunity to say, hang on, what are you talking about? So for example, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, saying that 10 times a day and then checking your bank account and discovering there isn't £1 million in there, you're giving your subconscious the opportunity to say, hang on, that's a load of rubbish. You are not a millionaire. Why do you keep saying it? But if you say the things that are meaningful to you, money flows to me abundantly and easily, or I can have a business that provides me with the lifestyle that I am aiming for. Whatever, and one of the best ways to do this is, it's not on here, but I'm going to give you an extra little exercise. Take a notebook and pen around with you for 24 hours. Every time a negative thought comes into your head, get your pen and paper. No, don't write down that thought. Write it down in the positive, because that is creating an affirmation that works for you, based on the limiting conversation you have with yourself. What will happen is, first of all, you'll become aware of quite how often you have the negative conversation with yourself. But more importantly than that, you are creating your own personal, individualized money mantras. And if you say that to yourself a couple of times a day, you'll be surprised how quickly your brain will catch up, and you'll even stop having those negative thoughts before they've even started to fully form. The other thing to do is to start creating financial biographies of people that are influential to you. Those influencers, it could be on social media, it could be somebody from history, but they have created the kind of success that you want to have. Have a look at how they have done it. Look at the beliefs that they have and the actions that they have taken to put themselves in the position that they are in. And the last one is financial goal setting, because goal setting is, to my mind, the best way to really connect with your future self and to be able to take the action that you want to take going forward. So bear me 1 second. I've got to go back to my other presentation now. So go back to here, go back to there. Okay. Let me down now. Thank you. Okay. So I promised you a love letter at the end. Dear Money, it's not you, it's me. No, I really mean it. It's not you, it's me. I thought it was you I wanted to love, but I now know it's me I need to love more, because I am the energy that makes you possible and not the other way around. I love what we can do together, but now I get it. I enable you, and that is what you want for me. Thank you for wanting that for me. I am now listening. Love me. And that is it. That is me. That is my website. My email address is Lesley at the Money Confidence Academy. I've shared with you details of the assessment. And to remind you, my podcast is called Let's Talk Money and More. Thank you very, very much for lending me your ears. Is there any questions? Oh, I see some in chat, so I don't know need to see. Hopefully you've got the code working. Yeah,
that was brilliant. Thank you, Lesley.
My pleasure.
Very inspiring.
Thank you. Helen, I can see you've got your hand up.
Lesley, yes, sorry, I have a quick question. Do you need to have a business in mind in order to take these thoughts and these ideas forward? Because at the moment, I feel like I'm just really at the beginning and yes.
No, I would say you are in a very fortunate position. You are in a very fortunate position to have mindset brought up right at the beginning of your journey. I think for those of us who already have a business, I know for me, I wish right at the start of my coaching business that I understood the impact that mindset can have on stopping you from doing all the things you need to do to run a successful business. So you going into business knowing you have to be visible, knowing the importance of putting boundaries in place, knowing the importance of having the right strategic plan that matches the ambition you have for yourself, or if it feels like a plan that is too small, that you actually ask yourself, why am I limiting myself? Why am I not going all out when there's other people who are doing similar things to me who are really, really successful? So I would say you are in the really right position, working with Paula, etc., to be able to go, right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to work out what I want to do. I'm going to work out my step-by-step strategic plan, and I'm going to be open to the possibility that my mindset is going to try to divert me, but I know it's doing that. I know why it's doing it. I'm just not going to let it happen. And going back to my baby self, and going back to my truly confident state that I was born in, and I'm going to lean into that, and I'm going to let go of all kinds of self-doubt. I'm going to feel the fear, I'm going to do it anyway. So no, I think you're in the ideal position, Helen, without a shadow of doubt.
Oh, thank you very much. That was very helpful. Thank you.
Good. Anybody else? I'm sorry we ran over a little bit. That was my fault. It was on me.
It's not a problem at all. I can't believe, I bet people's minds are absolutely whizzing right now. So,
well, if anything comes up, you know, at a later point, and what will happen now, what normally happens is your mind will it'll be fizzing, and then tomorrow it'll probably carry on fizzing, and then an idea will pop up and it'll pop back in again, and then several ideas will pop up and pop back in again. Write them down, because what your subconscious is trying to say to you is, look, I'm trying to be grown up about this. I'm trying to be mature. I know you want to do things differently, and I know I'm going to have to help you get there. It's a little bit, for those of us who have older teenagers, so my eldest son is 17, he's starting to be less cheeky, starting to be a little bit more helpful. And every now and then I have this, this glimmer of this fantastic young man that he is turning into. It's exactly like that with our subconscious. It is like a tricky teenager that's trying to work out its place in the world. And it's up to us to help it to find that place in the world more quickly than it will do so on its own. Exactly like having teenage children. It's our job to parent it. We have to parent our subconscious. As uncomfortable as that sounds, that's exactly what we need to do.
so true, so true. It reminds me actually, Lesley, going through what we've been through tonight, what Danny said, because Lesley and I were both at Be Inspired last week in Manchester, and Danny said, you'll go away and this will feel like a snow globe, didn't she? And I thought that was fabulous, because it just exactly feels like that. Is that it feels like everything's thrown up and unsettled, and there's an element of like letting it percolate and settle back down again. I really liked that. Yeah,
very, very true. Very, very true. And these things always do have that percolator effect, that snow globe effect. But don't waste this evening, don't waste these opportunities, because there's a phrase that I have registered, where mindset goes, money grows. And that is so true. You can have the best strategy in the world. You can have the best business plan. But if you don't have the right mindset, you are not going to be able to deliver on any of those things. So really leaning into what is it that is stopping you? What do you need to do to change it? That is going to produce massive, massive results for you. How do I know? Because I've had to do the work, basically. And I have to keep doing the work. Because one final thing I should say, some people say, work on your relationship with money, and then once it's done, that's it. You've done the work for life. Biggest lie ever. When it comes to our relationship with money, it is never one and done. It is like running the London Marathon. You do all that work, you get really, really fit, you're there at the start line, you get to the finish line, you loved it, you did it. Doesn't matter what time you did it in, you did it, you loved it. You've decided, I'm going to sign up again next year. I don't need to do any exercise, any training for it, because I did all the training for it this time around. Don't need to do any more. If you don't do any training for the next marathon, you'll get to the start line, you'll never make it to the finish line. It's exactly the same with our relationship with money. We have to keep working on it, and that's why the tools and techniques I've given you are ones to keep doing, ones to keep deploying, because our relationship with money, like our fitness levels, like having a six-pack, I don't have a six-pack sadly, but you'll only get it if you keep doing the work, basically. So that's what I want to say. I'm going to finish there because I'm very, very conscious we all have probably other things to do.
Lesley, that's absolutely brilliant. Lucy said that she's quite got a lot to think about, especially the things from her childhood and parents. And I think that's we all carry something forward, I think, from that. But also it's from the perspective of what the impact we're having on our children as well. That's always an interesting perspective, I think.
Yeah, and I am a big advocate, and I'm doing work with a number of teenagers right now in schools and in workshops. And I had a bit of a brain dump a few weeks ago and said, do you want to be the author of your children's money story? And if you are the author of your children's money story, what are you responsible for them reading in that money story? And the other one was, what legacy are you creating for your children in terms of your limiting beliefs? And I think that is something, as parents, now we know about limiting beliefs, and now we know about the impact beliefs can have on us, that when our children, our parents hand it to us, it is incumbent upon us, now we have that information, that we actually use it in a way that benefits not only us, but our children as well. As you can see, and I can talk about this for hours.
I could too. I think you and I could probably sit and talk for hours, and these lot would be falling asleep in the background. I honestly couldn't have complimented what I've been talking about this week better. And in all honesty, I 100% agree with everything that you said. I think it is so powerful and so important to understand. And that's why I bring it in at the very beginning of our training, because I think it's just this is we can start working on this today or last week, or and it's a work in progress always. You know, I'm still working on mine all the time. And so I think, you know, thank you so much. That was really helpful. Lucy says it's transformative. There we go. I think that's really lovely and so true. So I honestly can't thank you enough. It's very educational and interesting and powerful information.
Pleasure. I will leave you to it in case you want to have a chat to your guys separately without me. But great to meet you all. And any questions come up, reach out to me. If you go to my website, there's a load of free resources there. There's a way to measure where your mindset is out right now, so you're able then to keep plotting where you are on a month-to-month basis. But great to meet you, and I will catch up with you again and see you soon, Paula, hopefully at another event.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Lesley.
Sure.
Really appreciate
Excellent.
it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Well, that's interesting how it sort of totally mirrored what I said, and I think it complemented what we were talking about earlier in the week, didn't it? And I'm hoping your books have all been, those of you on the signature program, will your books have been sent out. I think there's one person we haven't got an address from, which Katie will be following up with, but that's the mindset book from Carol Dweck will be heading out your way. So I hope you found that really helpful. I haven't had brought Lesley into this course before, but I think that really did complement what we're talking about, and what she says is absolutely right. You know, we've just got to do this work to recognize where it comes up for us, catch it, because now I notice I can notice my mind trying, my subconscious trying to tell me something, you know, the chimp or whatever it is that you want to call it, trying to protect me from the fear, and I've learned to recognize that crops up and choose to ignore it, and I think that's a really that's really where you want to get to, and it, you know, it's not just an automatic I'm going to ignore my subconscious. It's a conscious decision to ignore my subconscious, what it's trying to protect me from, and for me that's as I say, it is continual work in progress, and there's some days I do it better than others. So but I'm hoping that that's armed you with some food for thought and some strategies that Lesley shared with you there to help you on your way, and the things about the strategy and the goals and the boundaries, that all comes in the course. This isn't called a handheld mental led course for no reason. We're going to be going through those step by step really carefully, so that I'm leading you through that, and we talk about goal setting and putting the strategy in for that goal setting. So I'm going to be helping you with that bit, but I can't help you with your subconscious mind. You need to do the work on that. So without further ado, I think we're going to head off. Thank you for coming to join us live, and thank you to my team for coming. That's really nice to see your lovely faces, and of course the ladies in the membership as well. And I will see you all. Oh, just to let you know, this is to all of you actually. The Q&A I've changed to midday rather than 1 o'clock on Thursday, because I'm heading off to Bournemouth for the VA conference. So I'll be at the VA conference down in Bournemouth on Friday, but I'm heading down at lunchtime Thursday. So just it should have changed in your calendar, and it should have changed in the email coming out to you, but just to let you know again, it's from midday on Thursday. Rightio, have a lovely rest of your evening, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Paula.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.